Guys, another foldable phone releasing in China. And this phone very much resembles what we saw out of the Galaxy Z Flip 3. But it's a little bit different. So with the Z Flip 3, we have two cameras on the front outside display with, of course, a 1.1 inch outer display. Now, this one is called the Huawei's P50 Pocket, and we're going to be reacting today to this video right here, which of course is posting on Huawei's channel and also has been posted on The Verge by James Vincent, who went ahead and posted that. So shout out to The Verge and also shout out to Huawei for posting this. So as you guys can see, this is why it's a little bit different. So it has two what looks like cameras on the outside, but instead it has a flash, it has a camera, and then it has that outside display. Now, this outside display is not a glance display with what we see on the Surface Duo 2. This is actually a full-fledged outside display that you can use for a couple different things. First off, you can use it for Face ID. Second off, you can use it for music playback. You can also use it to see notifications, to do different applications, and also use it with your camera. So it's actually a really cool concept. And again, I mean, we're seeing this a little bit more and more as time goes on. These foldable phones really pushing toward the outside display. I mean, even though, yes, I always make the joke and I make the, fun of it, but the outside glance display of the Surface Duo 2 is at least a attempt of making an outside display. And this is something that, yes, we are seeing with this phone right here. Now, I have said in my last video that I would love to see some of these foldable phones come to the United States and go international with with how cool and unique they are. And again, the reason why they do not go international, again, guys, it does look exactly like Z Flip 3, because that's what the purpose of it is. It's supposed to be looking at a candy bar cell phone and then go to a Z Flip 3. Now, I have said that, again, like I said, that they should go international and come to the United States. And I did get some comments saying, hey, listen, first off, they got to make many iterations of these phones before they push it to the United States. And also, of course, there's a lot of issues with coming to the United States when it comes to internationally making and producing these phones. First off, if you do produce these phones internationally, right, you're gonna have to go ahead and make enough unit to do it. And it's simply, I'm not saying Huawei in any way, of course, is not a multi-billion-dollar company, but it is going to cost a crap ton to manufacture enough units to go global with any cell phone possible. And with how Samsung is projected next year to go ahead and own 84% of the foldable phone market, they're releasing patents left and right on different phones they're going to create. It really just spells, doom to even try to compete with them, right? And you guys can see, I mean, even this phone right here, which absolutely looks very unique. I mean, I'll say it like this. It doesn't have that that pushes it above the Galaxy Z Flip 3 because of the fact that the Z Flip 3 does have water resistance and a couple other cool features. But still, it still is a really cool and unique idea. But again, it just simply would not be able to correctly compete with the Z Flip 3. Now, we don't know the price tag of this phone, but most likely this price tag is going to be near $1,000, which is going to be right in the ballpark range of the Z Flip 3. Another issue with a lot of these phones going international and coming to America and Europe are there's a lot of taxes on shipping. There's a lot of taxes on just selling things from, let's say, China over internationally. There's a lot of different, shipping charges, and also, again, issues when it comes to selling stuff. So there's a whole entire 19 yards to look at when it comes to these phones ever becoming international. And I did get a comment saying that, they got to make multiple iterations of this phone. And that's true. I mean, you can't just take a phone, say, this is the first iteration of this Pocket, or P50 Pocket. You can't just push this worldwide. You have to go ahead and have multiple iterations, be successful, have a track record, push it worldwide, and then bam, maybe it will hit. And this is why it's kind of getting scary, but this is why there's really no competition to Samsung. I mean, I did say I would love to see the Oppo's 5, Find and 5G be pushed worldwide, But in order for them to do that, first off, they have to make enough units. And with the global shortage right now, it's not 100% they can make that enough units to push that worldwide. Second off, the price tag is $1,000 right now, which is awesome. But you gotta keep in mind that they're making only a certain amount of units at that $1,000 price tag. If they were to push the unit price up to, let's say, for example, what they would need to go ahead and push this worldwide. I mean, Samsung is projecting next year to sell 10 million units, 10 million of the Z Flip 4 and the Z Fold 4. Can Huawei, can Huawei produce 10 million units of this phone right here? Can Oppo's produce 10 million units of the, Fold and 5G? Most likely not, right? So it's one of those things where you got to meet, if you're going to go international, you got to meet that production value, and you also have to have a perfect phone. I mean, you can't have, you push out this phone and it's like the Surface Duo 1 where half the people who buy the phone's like, wait, time out, this is not polished. There's something wrong with it. So it's a whole entire mess. But I will say, with Oppo's point of view, I think with the second iteration of the Oppo's phone, we might see an international release. With this phone, most likely not. This phone is probably going to be what we're going to see a lot in 2022, and that's a lot of really cool ideas and concepts that are mainly just released in China to avoid that Samsung presence. This is why Google is releasing in 2022 their Pixel Fold, which we were all ready for, all excited about, right? They're releasing that in China strictly, and it's to go ahead and go against the whole, issue with Samsung. They don't want to go against Samsung, and there's no Samsung presence in China. So a lot of these companies are feeling very, kind of safe, saying, listen, we're going to release it in China. We're not going to go against Samsung. And at the same time, we don't have to pay the international shipping charges. We don't have to go through this whole entire process. We don't have to create this crazy amount of units to meet this demand across the whole entire world. Instead, we're going to keep a strict market in China and kind of sell to that niche market, and it's kind of, make money that way. So again, like I said, it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be interesting in 2022 what we see happens, because I mean, Samsung is literally creating their own little monopoly, and we could see 3 or 4 different Samsung foldable phones come out this next year by Samsung, and that 84% market share of the foldable phone market really seems very realistic when it comes to things that, patents that Samsung are pushing out there and trying to get. I mean, it's really honestly crazy. And again, we're not probably going to see another, true competitor in this market other than obviously Microsoft. But we don't even know if the Surface Duo 3 is going to even be a thing at this point. It might literally be just that Samsung takes full control and they just, have everything locked up. So again, like I said, it's cool to see these foldable phones. And we already know right now we're going to see 4 different foldable phones in 2022 coming from Chinese manufacturers. But will they go international? Probably not. So I think Oppo, right now, I think the Find 5G is very popular because it gives it a little bit of an oomph to that actual phone. Right now with their first iteration, the only thing they're lacking on their first iteration of that Oppo's phone is water resistance. They got wireless charging. They got a really good outside display, creaseless display, beautiful hinge, right? So many good things. Make it water resistant, up the production. Even if you have to make the phone, like right now the phone's $1,000, even if you have to make it up to $1,200, $1,300, guess what? That's still less than this phone right here. That's still less than Z Fold 3. Even if you have to make it a little bit more expensive, do it just so you can go international and really push that phone out there. And I think they could be successful, but I think they do need a second iteration of their phone. They can't do it the first one. They got to get a track record, right? They got to get a lot of people saying, listen, that Oppo's phone's really, really good. And I know Marquise Brownlee actually did say on his phone, on his review of it, he said he really liked it. I mean, again, I think anyone who sees the phone is going to really like it. It just comes down to a lot of different things. And one thing I'll say with the Oppo's phone that really still kind of bugs me or slash is in my mind is the creaseless display is awesome, because obviously that's something that a lot of people complain with the Z Fold 3. It's just because the first iteration of their cell phone, I want to see how many times can you fold it before that creaseless display no longer is creaseless, if you guys know what I'm saying. Eventually, that phone does become creased in the middle. So again, like I said, there's so many questions, but 2022 is the time and the place to answer all those questions, and that's what we're going to be finding out next year. Not only are we going to get so many foldable phones, guys, Android 12L should perfect this market so freaking much. Having Android 12 period is already awesome, but 12L is for large tablets size foldable phones. That's where I feel like we're really just going to see a huge takeoff for a lot of foldable phone manufacturers, because they're going to be able to have a really good software that connects well with the foldable phone, right? So guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.